Hello, this is Dumont, and I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now. I've slowed down a little bit just because I've been so busy, but even then, I've been making at least one video a week, which is a lot more than a lot of other people on YouTube. But anyway, what I want to do today is talk about the Transformers comic books that I've reviewed so far, just because the story has kind of concluded. So, starting with issue 5, I don't know if this story continued from before that. It seems like it has. I just don't have it. The earliest issue that I have that I know of is from number 5. And the story so far, this mini story, concludes at issue number 12, which was the last one that I did. So I want to talk about that. Um, First off, the covers. I've always mentioned the covers, and that's kind of the point with these comic books. I think the covers are very important, and I always like to display them on the wall and stuff like that. If not, just buy the graphic novel, you know. And since I'm doing each individual issue, I think it's important to talk about the covers. Um, they've all been good. Every single cover, I have it displayed out here on the ground in front of me, and every single cover is good. In its own way, it grabs you. There is no complaint that I have. The best one, obviously, is issue 5, the first one that I reviewed, which was Shockwave. I think it's because, well, it's a painting. It's kind of not fair compared to the other ones, which is just a regular comic book art. So you could almost not count that one. If you don't count that one, I think my personal favorite is maybe Megatron versus Shockwave. I like that, where they're fighting in the sky and there's a chopper in the background, or in the foreground. This is issue number 6. That one is awesome. Just to see the Dinobots, issue number 8, that was great. Let's see. And of course, the last issue where you have Optimus Prime blasting away at the Autobot, the fake Optimus Prime. Of course, that's an excellent cover too. Um, the overall story, um, I wasn't all that impressed with the whole Prime's head, taken off, and the creation matrix, and how he passed it on to Buster Witwicky, and all that. I really couldn't care less. What was kind of cool was how, like, uh, the Autobots were, like, in really, really big danger of going extinct, especially when pretty much Ratchet was like the only one left. That was awesome, and the Decepticons were coming back. They were getting revived by Shockwave, and you just really felt the pressure. I thought that kind of stuff was very interesting. All the humans that get involved in this, I've heard a lot of people complain about the Transformers new movies with too much human interaction and stuff like that. And I still haven't watched the movies. That kind of shows you something about my personality, that as much as you might think that because I do toy reviews and movie reviews and stuff like that, that I'm not a fanboy, and I'm not a collector, and I'm not someone that just goes with the fads either. I'm very, like, a different kind of individual. You can't really categorize me. I'm very individualistic. But anyway, so I have not seen the Transformers movies, the live action ones, but I've heard a lot of complaints about too much human interaction. Well, these comic books are way older than that. These are the old, I don't know, were these in the 80, 85 or something? I'm not even sure exactly, but these were the old comic books. And even back then, the story, the human interaction, to me, that's where it sucks, basically. The coolest human in here was Circuit Breaker, I thought. She was the only one that was really fitting in this whole story, that I thought, because, it's written by Marvel, and she's a superheroine that has to do with Transformers. So, The rest I could really care less about. If they died, got murdered, squashed, I could care less. In fact, I wanted to see that, but didn't happen. Um, so the creation matrix stuff, human interaction stuff, could not care for. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Shockwave taking command. I mean, talk about a character that I did not care for before, and now it's like, wow, I really like Shockwave because of the character. And the fact that I used to have the toy way back when, it makes that kind of, sweet memories now. Before I was like, whatever. But now, it's like, wow, that was really cool. It was almost like destiny. And now I'm reading about him kicking butt, and it's awesome. Um, Ratchet's another one that really, really impressed me. I really liked him. Pretty much after issue 7 and 8, after he does his awesome deed and brings back the Autobots, he kind of disappears, and it's all like Prowl takes over, and we don't really hear about him, but for those issues, I mean, he was really, really won my respect. I mean, he worked hard, so that was awesome. Devastator. It was nice to see Devastator, but it was, kind of disappointing. Shockwave kind of, not Shockwave, sorry, Soundwave made the point where Soundwave was like, when you combine together, you're stupider, basically. So you're slower, you're dumber. Um, so Soundwave, sorry, makes that point against Devastator, and I don't know. Is it one of those things that the saying where if they say if you get two birds and tie them together, even though they have four wings, they cannot fly. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. And I don't know if that's a good thing or what, but I guess that's just the way Devastator is. I don't know. I was never really a big fan of the guy, but it's just he's very interesting though. And a Jetfire, we still didn't really get to see a real Jetfire. This was like a mindless Jetfire, but that's fine too. Just that he made his appearance. The Dinobots made their appearance, and they were really got beat up quick by Shockwave. It was pretty amazing. I thought they were gonna tear Shockwave a new one, but no, they got destroyed. No, they didn't get destroyed, but they got whooped. So out of the guest appearances, we have the Dinobots, we have Devastator, Jetfire. I think Starscream was the one that best performance, even though his was probably the shortest, perhaps the shortest out of the four of those guys. His was the best because his characteristic. I mean, he's probably the coolest character that is like a total weasel traitor type person, yet he's awesome. Usually people that play that kind of role, you want them to die as fast as possible. With Starscream, it's very, very interesting, and you kind of like him. He's kind of cool, and he looks cool. He's like the leader of the Seekers and all that, the Seeker Jets. So anyway, this reading these issues was and presenting them to you, doing a review for you guys like this, was important not only for you guys but also for me because I had never read these before, and I really enjoy watching the Transformers reviews on YouTube. And a lot of those reviewers, those toy collectors, those guys are experts. So they've already read this stuff backwards and forwards. They've seen every single, cartoon episode. They know it like the back of their hands, and they frequently mention the comic books. And they, for some reason, these guys from the UK, they're awesome Transformer reviewers, and they frequently mentioned the comic books a lot, and uh, they make it sound like it was really good, almost in some ways that it was better than the cartoons. So that was really cool, and to finally get to read it and then to share it with you all, so hopefully by watching these videos you'll know a little bit more, or at least it'll refresh your memory. So anyway, I plan to continue this series. At least if not, I'll do more comic book reviews. So hope you'll stay tuned.